days work. Yeah. I mean, Renee, let's go over here. All right. We're going to wait over here. Okay, that'll be $6.
Right, yeah. He's kind of controversial.
Yeah, the principal. Oh, okay. He never went? He didn't.
Thanks.
We love the ribs. Yeah. You know, Maddie's. This is Madison, the younger one. 15 months apart.
Oh, that's great. Orchard View.
Oh, yeah.
That's Orchard View. I'd like to introduce my son, Sam, who was in my first play, Arsenic and Old Liz. That was a good book, 20 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
20 years. So, yeah. Tell him.
Okay, just start throwing food to distract them, I guess.
Well, you know, that could be me because
Yeah.
I really said that to the kids. You know, that they were so, like, not alive. And I said, I don't care what you guys do. If you want to start throwing things or just to kind of, So I could see me.
But I remember forgetting all my lines and then starting to throw these like grapes and then just getting this bright stare from like, it's not like there was even much of an audience. You had 8 people maybe.
Yeah. It's the one person
It's like I pass that sign every day, but I never looked at the dates.
Yeah.
It's a great sign. Did someone create it? Someone draw it?
I was a student.
Oh, it's a student.
It's beautiful. But
Trying to, like, renovate and have something new.
oh, cool.
Was that the guy you were talking to in the back there who was kind of nice looking but kind of short?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I wondered who he was, but
Yeah. That's the guy. He said I'm going to be.
Okay, well, this is Rebecca Martin, and she's going to talk about Kaye's play, The Jungle Book, because she just saw it last night. So what do you got to say, Bex?
I thought that, as we usually say, this was Mom's best play yet.
Wow.
It was short and sweet.
Okay.
And it was also very magical. The costumes were amazing. The face paint, the makeup was amazing, and the set was amazing. It was totally transformed the gym stage. And so she really created that theater magic, which I think is hard to do and was excellent. And the characters, each of the animals, they did a great job, but they'll get comfortable and they'll start to actually become embody the spirits of those animals as the play goes on and they have more performances. I thought Baloo was amazing. He has a great voice, a great sense of humor. He always just made sure the audience could hear his words, and he really enjoyed his part. I thought that the Panther was amazing. Every time she showed up as a different part, she was just really confident and has a great singing voice and really led the other cast, the cast in action. Who else am I? Oh, and then I thought my third favorite was the King of the Monkeys. He was just like, his full body was in it. He was dancing. He was just like fully committed. And Mom said that he was one of the kids that didn't really want to do the play to begin with, and now he's going to do theater in high school and beyond. So it's a real success story. And so I just thought it was magical. I think the wolves could use some amplification, aka they could howl once or twice. And I think that mom could keep the magic going by keeping the curtains open the entire time, because one of my favorite moments was a transition between the town and the forest, because that's the interplay of the whole story, is the juxtaposition between civilization and wild, and it's really would be cool to accentuate that a bit.
And you had some just other suggestions just about the production itself, like if the wolves can't howl.
If the wolves can't howl, then assign somebody to howl for them behind the whole set, because the wolves are this, to me, it seems like if there was to be a central, pivotal figure, I mean, it's the family of wolves that then are the kings of the jungle domain. So they're leading all the other animals. It's the wolf pack that's leading, and they are unfortunately the weakest at this point, and they need the most. They need to amplify themselves the most. So they got to take the lead. So yeah, that was one suggestion, and then I suggested keeping the curtains open to just allow the audience to go into the magic and not have to leave, because it's actually a very short show. And the storyline is, there's not much of a journey for this of the storyline, and that's just the challenge of turning probably a 700-page book into a kid's play. Like, what's the story? I don't really know, actually. So it's kind of more about experiencing the imagery, the characters, hearing the words. It's written in like very archaic kind of English, so you have to just like listen really hard, and that's hard to do if you're hearing a curtain close and you're also kind of pulling yourself out of the magic. So those are a couple of thoughts, but you know, on whole, like the production quality has just gotten so much higher. Also helped by their music teachers' accompaniment the whole time, drums and some songs and piano
Sontag.
playing, Sontag. Yes. Is that her real name? Wow.
That's your last name.
Okay, that's amazing. Yeah, that's like great. You know, again, it just adds to the magic. So, so it's just, she's clearly gotten a lot more help than in years past, and so she's just able to do a much higher level of performance. And I think the kids are going to relax and realize they have a great show and flesh it out and enjoy being animals more and more, because it takes a lot of courage, I know, for, you know, this age to become wild animals. But I think they realized that they had a really good show, that people loved it, and so they can really eat that up a lot more in these next few performances.
How would one encourage kids to really kind of speak up and make the most of their part? I always think that you should have them exaggerate, have them do much more than you would actually do normally, and really out of, and then kind of tone it back from that. But
yeah, I would say the same thing. Like in rehearsal, I would just try to make them do it so extreme that, of course, they're going to pull back during performance, but at least there'll be something there. You know, always giving them like a partner to do it together with, and then like the two of them can growl. That usually helps kids actually go there. But then, you know, giving them something that they can connect with. So maybe at this age they can't really connect with the animals as much, but maybe they could connect with, like, you know, like being a really angry teenager or something, you know, and you could just like personify the animal a little bit more, but allow them to have some type of larger expression than just like being themselves. So, you know, or you could give them like an instrument, something to play or blow, or something to do, like clack something together, like anything to get them out of just like standing there and being a teenager. Self-consciousness helps, and the costumes help for sure, but you know, they need some encouragement. I think that often they'll just get encouraged by an audience having a reaction to them. You know, you could also just try the, like, let's see if we can scare the audience tonight. And sometimes kids like things like scaring or tricking as opposed to like be big. They're like, no, I don't want to be big, but I can scare somebody.
Or have someone, someone actually come out into the audience and,
Yeah.
and get really close to some audience member when you're a leopard or a
Yeah.
wolf or a,
Yeah, I
or a
think that takes a
tiger.
lot of confidence to do that. But
Yeah.
or give them a staff, give them some type of. We always called it prop acting. Like if you're not a good actor, if there's a bad actor, give them a prop. Because usually a prop will make somebody start to make some choices and therefore potentially make interesting choices. And if nothing else, you see somebody like playing with their staff and you're like, that's more interesting than the person standing there.
Yeah.
So
And sometimes for kids or for adults also, it's easier just to have some kind of action, even if it's kind of slapstick or extreme,
yeah, totally.
rather or as maybe as compared to knowing the lines, because sometimes
Yeah,
someone can be inhibited because they're just trying to keep track of the lines there,
totally.
and in fact probably the action is what's going to have more impact on the audience.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the panther jumped on one of the townspeople and ate him by just rolling him around a lot on the ground, everybody was pretty thrilled. That was a big exciting moment. So even if they actually just like physically like fought more or touched more, like people would be much more ran or just like jumped, like anything, to get them to just the movement, would be much more animalistic.
And how about the interaction among characters, both as actors and as the characters actually in the play? How did the interactions go? Like the wolf versus the tiger, I think that was one of the major.
Yeah, they're not really interacting that much. So
Okay,
I mean,
right.
that's the thing that I think that kids relax into is actually playing with each other. I mean, there's quite a few moments of like giggling, which is just pulling us out of character. So yeah, it's a bit hard. That's something I feel like that comes a lot more as they get older, is actually being able to interact with each other and have an effect on each other. Like the Monkey King actually was really good at like getting the other monkeys to do stuff and like interacting with them and being playful. Like he got that, but not a lot of kids really get that in a way of two characters interacting as opposed to two kids who are playing at characters interacting on stage. So
But good, but basically pretty good considering
Yeah.
this is considered to be dead on arrival.
I was again assuming I was going to see a dead carcass and that I was just going to have
Or a
to
lot of
give
carnage.
a kitty clap
Yeah.
and give Mom a big bottle of gin,
Gin.
which I did anyway. But I did in congratulations because it's actually a really good show and she did a good job pulling the whole thing
Yeah.
together. And she thought it was the worst one she's ever done as per usual, and as per usual, it's better than the last one.
Yeah.
So
And one thing I had a question about beforehand was, why do so many performances all in 1 week? I mean, I understand not doing it for a second week because it's almost painful, but
kids get so much better with repetition, and they
Yeah,
also get
and-
better with tiredness.
yeah, and that's a good point. So
Yeah.
so the fact that they're doing it 4 days plus they did an abbreviated
kids
show during the daytime.
Yeah.
So actually these were their final rehearsals, and these are the times that they kind of had to come through because they had
Yeah.
someone looking at them.
Yeah. I mean, they need the pressure to actually come through on something and actually create a show. Then it's, kids basically memorize a script and then they forget it like the next day. So for them to just do show after show gets it really in their mind, allows them to just totally flourish in the magic. But then you don't want to do too many because they usually just get sick. Like all of a sudden, if you do too many shows, the last show nobody's there because they're exhausted, they're sick, they broke their arm, like, all these things I've experienced. And so you can't do too many, but you can't do too few because you have to give them enough to really run with it. And if you do a second weekend, it's just you're asking for a disaster. So.
Yeah.
Or for somebody to not show up, which
Yeah.
is usually what happens. At least one person.
And more than often the people don't show up because the dad is saying, well, this guy's also on the baseball team, and
Exactly.
he's got to be.
Yeah.
He-
It's
he's
usually
gotta
the
be on the
parents
playing
that are
field.
making them not show up the second weekend. So I think Mom did a good job of, you know, orchestrating it and setting it up and rehearsing, and, you know, was able to come back from break and actually pull a show together. And, you know, everybody just likes the brownies and cupcakes in the middle anyway. So it's just as long as you can get us to intermission, we're pretty happy.
Amen. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll ask them for opinions as I'm going.
No.
My name is Jordan.
Okay, and you're one of the monkeys, a vulture too?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And how do you like the production? You having fun here?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
okay.
good. Good school.
How about you? What are you?
I'm a wolf.
You're a wolf? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you howl? Can you howl at all?
Not right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's supposed to be howling and no one's howling.
I'll howl when it's time.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay.
Time for that to
Shut up, like.
Can I finish it now?
What's it get?
Either. What? Three.
Yeah, and Kelsey said no.
Shut up.
Then one thing you bring up.
Yes. Yes.
Shocking. I don't usually.
Why are they doing that?
Well, I don't know. Do you remember? Oh, I'm so glad you came back.
That used to be the
Yeah, he just wanted it to be like the other.
two. If someone retires, that if you two retire, then this will be history.
Oh,
Middle school, because I won't know you here.
No, no, no. Hunting we will go. Right. Oh, yeah. Is that also? Okay,
And you gotta
Bodhi.
push it one. You have to look through the eyepiece to see where. Oh, it's right now. I know it looks so bad.
Separated on their mat. Oh, me. I like kills too.
Blue and it's too much sport. Oh, I actually did this with my.
I won't take a picture.
Because we're gonna get. Calm down. You really are. You know you wanted it. Bro, you tackled it.
You're so good.
All over the place. You know, she's one, she didn't want to be in the play at all.
Aw, 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, these girls are.
This way.
Where it is by chance. I'm just gonna bring a new charged one.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And then that way, in
Yeah.
Even be a free guy if you want. There's one out there.
I want you to.
Okay, baby. Bye.
I love you.
You're good.
The set is so much better than Cinderella set, just being two
I
sides.
know.
Keep it.
You just had to double check. I don't want to.
I know. So,
Yep.
do you want to watch it or?
I've seen it already once, the first night.
Oh, the first night? It's much better now.
Yeah.
You landed on my toe.
Kids put their costumes on and they need help with putting them on. So, especially Juniper and Pepper.
Okay.
So, I think the rest of the kids, this you can look at. This is, you know, when people should be on, when they should be off. And quiet. Everybody needs to be quiet. They don't realize that the mics come down and act like it's there. So that's going to be your biggest challenge. Did you play?
I'll get this
Yes, right? Yeah, they couldn't get the music on time. Yeah,
That's what I was doing, but then they had their recorded music, and so I stopped doing it.
Well, go back.
And then, okay.
She has what?
She's my teacher.
Yeah, I know.
Lorenzo did the same thing. Yeah, Lorenzo's gonna be back here with you.
Okay, well, we've got a lot of...
Friday. I can try. Tie this off right afterwards.
Mowgli, come here.
What?
Any scene that isn't going into or out of just like plain jungle or the monkey place, because you got big heavy sets 2 times to bring them off on and bring them off from the hole.
And then this goes into village and jungle, so yours there should have a curtain. Alright.
So, is there like gonna be a curtain or like a black?
That's what we're trying to decide.
It's just like, don't your own kid versus you up. You're like, no.
Stage. On stage, but not off stage.
Have the phone in front of your face.
Don't worry.
Take your time for you guys. Pull. Take your time. Take your time.
What are you doing here?
I came. I was coming down.
Mr. Collins.
Really?
I'm down back there by the lights and
That
sound.
helps.
Because they let the iPad like all run out of charge and
Yeah,
it was dead.
I said that.
So-
They left it on last night. So anyway.
So I charged it up. It's all good.
You just leave with this one.
Yeah.
The sounds didn't come across.
What's up, Mr. Collins?
All right.
What's
Fooling around, he says he needs some in the back.
Okay, I'll be back there. Somebody's on. I know. That's what I heard.
Yes. You're Go on. I am watching you guys for activity during the song. Yeah, I'm gonna see if you guys are moving. Bodie, you guys get ready for the song, okay?
Oil machine for you, right?
Yeah. Kids are slightly. In the back.
Yeah, tell
Right. Okay, I'll say hi.
But Miss Newman, that's a music teacher, but she's not here.
She's not here. The piano teacher is the new music. Okay, well, this would be the time.
When are you gonna?
Yeah, because
You're gonna close.